Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Susan Lopresti Wellness, Mind, Body, and Soul, the podcast where we explore the highs, the lows, and everything in between when it comes to a woman's life, her health, and all aspects of navigating the midlife landscape. I'm your host, Susan Lopresti, and I'm really excited to be with you here today. And the reason for that is that I just realized that May makes 2 years since I started my podcast. And I really wasn't sure where it was going to go, what was going to happen, if I would continue doing it. And what happened, the more I got into it, the more I absolutely enjoy this journey. I think it's wonderful. And my intentions from the very beginning was to get my message out to as many women as possible and talk about the healing journey. I'm all about midlife women only because of my own story that I went through when I was in my mid 40s. And I just want to give you a quick background to what was going on with me when I was in my mid 40s. I was probably about 44 years old when I started really taking on a lot more weight. I probably was about 25 pounds overweight. I had insomnia. I had aches and pains like you would not believe from the top of my head to the bottom of my feet. And that's no exaggeration. I was suffering with terrible migraine headaches all the time. They came out of nowhere and they were debilitating. I was a wreck in every sense of the word. I had all kinds of gut issues. I was bloated. I had terrible gas. I had pains in my stomach. I just looked and felt terrible. At the same time that I was going through this whole journey of my health deteriorating, I was also going through a very trying time in my marriage. I knew that I was probably going to get divorced and things were getting ugly and it was very stressful. It was very painful. It was very sad because let's face it, who goes into a marriage thinking that they're going to get divorced? When you get married, you hope that it's something that's going to last a lifetime. So when I realized that there was no other way out but to get divorced, it was a very sad time for me. So between the fact that I was going through perimenopause and I was under this stressful time in my life, it just really magnified every aspect of my life. So I started going to doctors because of my migraine headaches and my insomnia and my weight gain. And the first couple of doctors that I went to told me that it was perfectly natural for a woman my age to be experiencing these health challenges. And basically, there's really nothing that we could do. It's just a time in your life that you need to get through, and hopefully, you'll start to feel better. And I really couldn't accept that as my fate because how could I go from being healthy to all of a sudden being so sick and debilitating? And I knew that a lot of it had to do with the stress of my marriage, but there had to have been something that could be done. So I went to see another doctor and another doctor, and I kept being told pretty much the same thing. I was in so much pain in my body that I could only lift my arms out in front of me. I could not lift them over my head. I could not walk upstairs. My knees were in constant pain. So walking up a flight of stairs was almost impossible for me to do. And when I had to walk upstairs, it was excruciating. And it was just one thing after another. I'd feel better for a couple of days and then I'd get sick again. And it was just nonstop. And the thing that was really the deciding factor for me was I started thinking about my mom. My mom, when she was in her 40s, I didn't witness any of the challenges that I was going through. I never heard her say that she couldn't sleep at night. She didn't have aches and pains. She didn't have anything that I was going through. So I had read a book by Suzanne Summers, may she rest in peace, and she talked about a doctor that was located in New York City, and I went to see this doctor. She's a functional medicine doctor, and I sat in her office with her for over 2 hours. We started talking about my parents, when they were born, how they were raised, where they were brought up. My mom, did she smoke? Did she drink? Was she on birth control pills? I wasn't prepared to answer any of these questions. I had no idea half the answers to them, but I did the best I could. And at the end, before she brought me in to have my blood drawn, she asked me, "How long have you had food allergies?" And I said, "I don't have any food allergies." And she said, "Yes, you do. I could tell that you do just by looking at your face and also your hands. Your hands are swollen, your fingers are swollen, your face is all puffy. You definitely have food allergies. We just don't know what they are now, but blood work will tell us more." Sure enough, about 3 or 4 days later, she called me back and she said, "I have great news for you." And I said, "What's that?" And she said, "Well, you have celiac disease." And I didn't even really know what celiac disease was. I go, "What is that?" And she said, "Well, you're allergic to gluten. And as long as you remain gluten free, you should start to feel better. You also have Hashimoto's disease, which is a thyroid, an autoimmune condition that is part of your thyroid. And you have hypothyroidism, which is the reason why you have such bad brain fog and you're gaining weight." And she said, "With my help, you're going to feel a whole lot better." And sure enough, I followed her instructions to a T because I was desperate. I would have done anything that she told me to do. And she gave me a lot of great advice. She put me on some supplements. She started me immediately on magnesium and a digestive enzyme and a probiotic, even before she had the blood work back. She said, "Get started on this, and then we'll take it from there." So when she found out that it was celiac disease, she talked to me for a long time about being gluten-free and what that meant. She also had me go dairy-free. I was not eating any kind of meat. I was eating mostly chicken, but it had to be organic. And little by little, within 6 months, I started to feel better. By 8 months, I was feeling like my old self again. And a year later, I felt like a brand new person. And I started thinking about all the women out there who go to a doctor and are told that it's perfectly normal to feel this way. And they accept that as their new reality. And I just kept thinking, where would I be if I accepted that as my new reality? I don't even know, because there were so many days I wasn't even able to get up out of bed to go to work. So if I just accepted this as my fate, as this is the way I was going to live for the rest of my life, I don't think I would have been able to continue to hold a job. So anyway, that's the background of one of the reasons why I started this podcast. So back in 2020, I lost my corporate job of 27 years. And prior to that, in 2017, I believe it was, I got certified as a health coach. And I also got certified as a Reiki practitioner and a meditation practitioner. So when I lost my job, I was given 14 months of severance pay. And I decided that I wanted to utilize my certifications and help other women who were in the same situation as me, who were possibly being told, "There's really nothing we can do." This is what old age is all about. At 44 years old, I should not be considered as an old person. I mean, 44, you're still very young. And it was just mind-boggling that I was just being offered this advice, like, just learn to deal with it. And so when I became a health coach, when I got certified as a health coach, I knew that I wanted to help women who were in midlife, because if I was able to turn my life around with the help of a functional medicine doctor, I knew that I could help these women to turn their life around. Granted, I cannot prescribe medications. I'm not a doctor. I'm just a health coach. But once they know what their conditions are all about, then I can help them to heal and get better. And so my podcast came to fruition with the same intention, and that was to get my message out to as many women as possible, to give them all these alternative ways of healing besides just being told that it's perfectly normal to feel this way. And so in these last 2 years, I've had wonderful guests on who have talked about their healing journeys, and I have talked about so many different healing modalities. I've talked about red light therapy. I've talked about saunas therapy. I've talked about different diets. Now, I don't believe in any particular diet. What I tell my clients is to eat whole foods. And what I mean by whole foods is, well, first of all, I believe they should be organic. And I'm talking fruits and vegetables, and also some healthy grains that do not contain gluten. And I also talk, if people want to eat animal protein, it should be in small portions. So basically, I would say that I adhere to a Mediterranean diet, and it's an easy diet to follow. It's just what I laid out for you right here and now. Healthy fats, also very important. So like olive oil and avocados are wonderful. Some coconut oil is wonderful as well. But everyone is individual, right? So I lay out in my episodes different healing modalities, different diets. I talk a lot about meditation. I talk about Reiki. I talk about relationships, the importance of working out. I've talked about bone health, brain health, gut health, heart health, liver health, you name it. I've been offering all of these different ways to get healthy and stay healthy and start to see a difference in how they look and they feel. And I have people who have listened and followed my advice come back to me and tell me, Susan, it made such a difference in how I feel, how I look. I see a world of difference in myself, and I owe it to your podcast. And so I've been putting out episodes every Tuesday for the last 2 years, and I absolutely love it. And I just wanted to come on to thank all of my listeners who have been subscribing to the channel, who leave me comments, who leave me reviews. I appreciate you so much. It means the world to me. I am so happy to be able to get my message out to so many women. I really feel that this has been such an avenue to voice my word and get it out to people and let them know that there is hope out there. You can feel better. You can look better. Your skin can improve. I don't talk about Botox. I don't talk about fillers. I don't talk about anything like that, because Botox, and I have no judgment. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing, but I'm trying to heal women. I'm trying to get them into the best condition possible. And Botox is a toxin. It's something that's in your body that really doesn't serve any purpose except to smooth out your fine lines and your wrinkles, which is great. But also drinking plenty of water, or having a collagen supplement or a hair, skin, and nail supplement can also help to smooth out your wrinkles. And there's so many other things that you can do as well that will make you look, and not only look, but when you feel younger, you will look younger. And that's really the key, is to have vibrant energy, to get good sleep and wake up in the morning feeling well rested, feeling like you're ready to take on the day, rather than dragging your ass and dreading the day and having no energy and reaching for coffee and drinking coffee all day to keep your energy levels up. Your energy levels should stay up naturally without the aid of caffeine. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't drink coffee. I have a cup of coffee every single day. Coffee has a lot of health benefits to you. It's a great antioxidant. It's great for you, provided that you're not putting sugar and you're not using the creamers that are loaded with the chemicals and the sugars, or even the sugar-free, and then you have the additives of sugar-free. But I drink black coffee. I drink a cup of black coffee. It does help me charge my engine a little bit, and then I'm ready to go. And then the rest of the day, I either have green tea. I have green tea every single day after my cup of coffee, and then it's water. It's water with lemon throughout the day. And I'm able to go through the day, have a very productive day every single day, enjoy my day. And I've never been happier. And I just feel that it's been a wonderful journey these last 2 years with my podcast, with my health coaching, with my programs that I have available to people. I also do Reiki. I do it virtually. I absolutely love it. I put a lot of classes on an app that's called Burn Along. I go on there. I do all kinds of educational classes about different diets and healing modalities as well. Anything that's on Burn Along is not on my podcast. That content is exclusive to that app. But on my podcast, I talk about so many other things. And I just want to thank you, because it's with your encouragement and your beautiful comments and you reaching out to me by email and letting me know that I helped you in so many ways. It just fills my heart. It makes me feel good. It validates the fact that I'm doing something that's wonderful. It's not just my time that I'm wasting. I am helping women. And I love hearing your stories. I love hearing everything that you come back and tell me. And I just wanted to let you know how much I appreciate you. I cannot believe it's been 2 years. It's been such a journey. It's been a wonderful experience for me. And I just wanted to thank you and let you know how much I appreciate you all. So until the next time, be well, stay happy, and bye for now. Take good care, everyone.